Live from the city of Berlin in Germany. This is Dave Brightbill with a little bit of a discovery learning trip to visit a place in Berlin called MotionLab, a for-profit commercial makerspace that has recently started up. And it's started by some folks who had previously been part of the Fab Lab in Berlin. So one of the things that makes this space different is that it has quite a few private spaces, which the group calls garages for individual startups. Some of them are in shipping containers.
Complicated than using Amazon to give shipping containers back. But we did. So yeah.
They've got you new ones.
They got us new ones,
yeah.
But it's not like you put a stamp on it and then it goes. We can go through here.
Yeah.
Show you something else. That was quite the experience, and then like all the design, all the cutouts of the containers, everything, because we got blank containers, we did ourselves again. Yeah. And with the shipping container standing inside an industrial hall, yeah, it's a mixed bag because
of course
you have a window, but it's not facing outside.
What about abandoned projects? Do you have a problem with people abandoning projects and leaving and leaving their crap behind?
Some artists, but we know who they are, and we know they just take time, but that's fine. At the moment, it's fine.
So Christoph took me off to a catwalk about 3 stories above the floor of the space. Not my happiest place, but a beautiful space. And to the left, we'll see their cafe area, which was full of people when I was there.
And was it in this condition when you got it, or you painted it and things like that?
Actually, the tenant before us was a company that you might know. It was Local Motors.
Oh.
Yeah. It was one of their 2 stations here in Germany where they wanted to set up, we just talked about it, what's called a fabrication line to manufacture the Olli, the autonomous bus.
Yeah.
So when they moved in, this hall had the same condition as the other hall, and they took the time and effort and budget to repaint all the walls white.
Oh, it's really beautiful.
And redo the whole floor.
Oh, it's just so beautiful. Yeah.
And then they moved out. We were very thankful that we got the space in such a condition. But it was still an empty hall, right? Everything that's in here we did ourselves. Like we built every garage in the back. Together with our tenants, we built the gallery in front. The bus is from eBay. We got it from there and pulled it here.
And no motor in it. It's just
It actually has a motor. It has a faulty light engine, as far as I'm concerned. We could still fix it. We have a crane, but the crane is not strong enough to pull up the bus because it can only lift 8 tons and the bus is 12. Yeah, there's an office in the back. There's a lounge on the top part. There's a single room for Skype calls at the front. And there's an exhibition area currently that we want to rebuild into some workspaces on the lower part.
It's really brilliant. And then a space for classes and meetings and stuff.
Yeah, normally there are 150 chairs because this is a permanent stage setup with a permanent audio setup, which we did ourselves, and it looks like it. So we can do stand-ups, workshops, PowerPoint, karaoke. When a startup wants to pitch something, or when there are workshops, we can rebuild the space to have there more tables to do workshops. But there are also some workshops in the area we just passed. We were very lucky with the hall. I think having the idea we had, it wouldn't have worked if we hadn't had a space that's special.
So the space is called MotionLab for a reason, mainly because they deal with motion in vehicles, and whether it's an art project or a transit project, they have a bunch of different startups working on new kinds of electric vehicles.
And it's really fun to drive. So we have a lot of options to drive these kind of machines here, of course. So I really enjoy it.
Oh, look at that big Delta bot you guys have here. Wow.
Yeah, that just arrived.
The commercial unit?
No, this is not even the biggest one. The biggest one is still in the box.
Oh.
That's the industrial one.
But this is a commercial product, not home built.
No, this is Wasp. It's the Italians, and they're very good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
We have to be silent because there are already people in here.
I'm having a meeting, yes.
that's a small one.
Yeah.
And it should detect my hand, so it gets red and angry when I'm not moving, and it should follow the rotation of the hand, but it doesn't at the moment. Normally the light should go around. And this is a partnership, so we have a partnership with Camille, and they are a reseller for laser cutters, and grinding machines.
Yes.
And we convinced them that it's, when we started, I mean, this hall was basically empty.
Yeah.
And we convinced them that in due time we will have the right target audience, as well as the right people attending with the target audience, like there are small, middle-sized companies coming with the startups and makers who are coming here, or investors, and they would be interested in probably buying machines or at least using them or renting them.
Yes.
So.
And how do you vent them? Oh, I see the two back there in the back, yeah.
Yeah. So the idea was they supply us with the machines for free because we give them exposure.
Yeah.
And we found some companies who believed that this was a good idea. And right now it is a good idea, and we are getting more and more. I mean, the WASP machines, the Delta printers from the from the WASP project, it's a similar kind of collaboration. So we didn't buy any of these machines. They supported us, and we were very thankful for that. It's a combined project with actually another makerspace, but they are focused on the later part of prototyping. So after a prototype is done and you want to make it, like, let's say street legal, you have to adjust lighting, you have to measure electricity, you have to make some testings to prove that some circuits work and stuff, and all this more intricate electrification stuff is what's tested in the space called the Drivery. This is a cool project. I think we can take a peek from here.
Yeah.
This is cubic meter 3D printing. So this is actually one of the startups that needed a lot of space.
Yeah.
Wants to do development, and in their first location where they were building, they faced the problem. Then when the first prototype was finished, it didn't fit through the door because it was a standard office, and they pushed it through the window then. But after that, finding a place where you have all the machines that you would need to build a physical prototype, as well as a small manufacturing, what's it called, like a street route where to set it up, as well as ship them from. I mean, this is all ground level.
Oh, a manufacturing line.
Yeah, manufacturing line, exactly. There aren't much spaces, to my surprise as well.
Yeah. So. We have a member who's building a large, he calls it the Beast, a large 3D printer, but not like this. It's only about this tall, So.
Oh, this isn't even the largest we have.
Yeah, well, I saw the big piece, the big art piece in the front of the space up there that was done, and that was done here in the space on one of your printers.
Exactly. But the art piece, the base, the large one, right?
Yes.
This was actually printed on that.
On that machine, yes.
Yeah.
So how many square meters do you have?
3,500.
Wow.
This is a project of one of our members. But she's not trying to electrify it. It's just she needs to do some IoT stuff inside to make it as operational from afar as possible, like to preheat it or like check security and stuff.
Yes. Do you, for people that come, whoa, excuse me, well, I just admired this for a minute.
This is art we are storing for a metal workshop that's on this premise as well.
Yes.
And currently we are having a hard time getting it out. We need to get it out in 4 weeks' time. But actually the only gate that's in this hall is behind that part that we enclosed.
Oh, you've got full up now, yes.
So we need another door, which we are going to build. But thankfully it's a piece of Olafur Eliasson, so it always takes some more time to produce it than expected, so we're fine. So we're in the process of setting. I mean, we are three founders. So to handle this much space, we had a lot of help from the community, but still moved much slower than having a team of 20 people. So we're just in the process of setting up the garages here and a second level. So we might even have a third level. Let's see.
Yeah.
That's all in the process.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can film in here.
I'll turn it on.
So I'm not going to share what I saw behind the black door, other than to say that it was a very cool transportation startup, another electric mobility startup that I am looking forward to hearing more about in the future. So thank you, Christoph, and your partners and the members of your community for allowing me to come see the space today and to see some cool projects, some of which I couldn't show you because they're under embargo still, but some very cool transportation projects and some art projects, that are coming out of this space. It's a very interesting mixed-use space, and one of the things that really impressed me about Christoph and his partners was that they weren't necessarily motivated by profit, even though they're a for-profit space. They recognize the fact that with the amount of square meters they have, 3,500 square meters, that they could actually turn that space into just storage space for manufacturing firms and furniture removal companies and things like that, and make a whole lot more money than they're making right now. I also want to remind you that in the United States, if you're interested in the maker movement, the right place to go to find out more about makerspaces is the National Coordinating Organization for Makerspaces, the Nation of Makers. You can Google Nation of Makers and find links to both the website for the organization and also its Facebook assets. It's an interesting organization doing good work, and among other things, they sponsor an annual MakerCon. I think this year is going to be somewhere in the south, maybe Chattanooga. So looking forward. Hopefully, I'll be in town when that's happening. Be on that side of the Atlantic and have a chance to go and meet with them. Well, I'm heading out in just another day or two to another part of Europe, and I hope to continue this process and have more interviews with more makers and more spaces, and I hope we have a chance to chat again. In the meantime, from www.maker9601, and yes, one day there will be some content on that site. This is Dave, and I look forward to seeing you in the future tense. It would be so wonderful if you could like this YouTube, if you actually do, and if you would subscribe, that would be even better. So hope you have a wonderful day. Hope that life is good for you. It's pretty brilliant for me, and hope that you'll make stuff and have a good time and make the world a better place. The music on this production was from a band called Mignon. The name of the track was Night in Berlin, and you can find the band and the track at the Free Music Archive at the address listed on the screen right now.